Hello, Dipika.
Hello,
Welcome to this
Shweta.
chat show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over.
So, everyone that is watching, this is my friend Dipika. She lives in New York. I live in Florida. And I just wanted to know more about her. In fact, I wanted her to tell the world more about herself. She's a very, very unique personality. I've known her for almost 20 years now. And let's get to know her. So, Dipika, I know you since you were in Delhi. We were together in Delhi long ago and we had some great times. And your journey from Delhi to New York and to where you are today has been a very, very interesting one. You are in IT, you are in resource management, you've also done homeopathy. You as I can see behind you, you are interested in art, craft, and you dabble in a lot of things. So tell us, the audience, more about yourself. So I'll pose a few questions to you and you can talk about it. This show is about inspiring people, and you are one of the inspirations in my life. I love how you're fearless. I love that you don't hesitate to do anything. You are not afraid of anything, be it any person of authority or be it a little kid or anyone. So that is something that is really, really inspirational. So, Deepika, tell us a little bit about yourself and then I'll ask you further questions.
Thank you, Shweta. This is amazing. There's so many good things about me. Um, Something that I would tell my audience is that just fall in love with yourself. Do not find flaws. Find how great you are. You are beautiful inside out. God has created you inside out. It's amazing that you can open your eyes and look at amazing world. There's so much to do and just one lifetime. You know, it is so interesting, and I am so um, proud and I'm so happy that I have led such an adventurous life. And I have been the youngest in the family. So I was that invisible kid. I've been absorbing and observing everything. So that gave me a lot of lessons in life. I used to watch the neighbors. I lived in my sister's houses, and I have been to my aunt's houses, and I have seen little things about relationships and how important human behavior is, and how you can interpret or you can gauge through the souls of the people, and everybody wants to be loved. That is the main thing. If you just formulate your talk, or your, even if when you're sincere about somebody you're going to meet, stranger, or could be somebody you are afraid of, or you are going to have a meeting, just say a prayer and throw that love out. And you can only throw the love out when you have love in yourself.
That's very, very interesting. Deepika, thanks for sharing that. And I can see this is something I love talking to you. This is the reason why, because come, you talk with so many different perspectives. And as you said, you were one of the youngest in the family. And I'm very sure that has shaped how you see everything, as you rightly said. So that said, what are the few conflicts that you face? The challenges, or what different kinds of conflicts did you face in life wherein you learned from those challenges, but they were really, really difficult to overcome? Or was there any time in your life where you thought, oh no, I can't go on? But still, you saw something or you felt something that made you or pushed you, or what was it that inspired you in those difficult moments?
This is a very interesting question. Um, when you are going through life, so your perception is, and I was the youngest, I got hands me down. I was that invisible kid. I was, you know, how there is a gender differences in India. I was darker than my sisters. My brother and I were almost the same age. So he got more attention than I did. It was challenging, but when you start loving yourself, you start embracing life, it all goes away. And it wasn't easy, though. I would say it wasn't easy. And I want to say that each time you face a challenge, there is always a solution in it. And I always made that a fire. And all those people who bothered me in when I was growing up and challenged me, I really thank them that they um, helped me look for something that I never thought for. I always wanted to be a housewife, play chess, and and manage the knocker in the house, right? Servants, and go for kitty party, dress up. But I don't think that was in my destiny. I always, grass is greener on the other side, but I would say New York has been amazing. New York gives me that kick. New York gives me that excitement every single day. So those
Okay,
challenges.
let's hold on to that thought. Let's hold on to that thought. So I know you came to the US, I think in early 2000s, and you came straight to New York. So you came here in the early 2000s when I think the internet had just started, or there was a boom and a crash at that time. Mobile phones had just been introduced. Uh, the communication and the back and forth we now have with India was not there. So, what are the few things that you found difficult in your journey from India to US? And when you came to the US, what were the few things that you had to really struggle for? And I know you love New York, and I see it through your eyes. You share so many things about this beautiful, beautiful city. So, in the beginning, what were the difficulties that you faced? Because there are a lot of people who think that uh, if they come here, everything will be like, fine, or this is a land of milk and honey. But there are a lot of stories of struggles as well, which people are aware of. But mostly people who come here, they they can relate to it more. So, what do you want to tell people about the difficulties that you faced and how you faced them, and at the end of the day, like, what good came out of it?
Shweta, thank you. I cannot sum it up in a very uh, small paragraph, but I would say that it has been a long journey. It was hard. It was not easy. But when going goings get tough, tough gets going. And it took one day at a time. I wasn't ready to give up. I would write on the mirror, was a small mirror in my room, which was I rented in someone's house, and on that mirror was never give up, and it would get me going. It was very hard when I got married and I had to get my husband here. I was looking for an apartment. It was very, very cold. It was snowing every single day, and I had to look for an apartment. I didn't have um, the deposits for 2 months or 3 months. I spent all these money on my 3 trips to India. So it was challenging. I remember I bought a cart, a shopping cart, and I would go make trips to Patel Brothers, and there was one store that was selling the um, uh, groceries and other stuff of household stuff, and I was getting one thing at a time, and then I would remember, oh, this is to boil the water, and now I needed a spatula too. Oh, I need a ladle too. Oh, how would I need the flour? Oh, I need, so everything has been bought by me, even a needle and a thread. So it was challenging. It was interesting. It is inspiring for people. And I would say, I can cry about it. I can say me. There are people I know who have lived harder life than I did. I have been loved by my employers. They always loved me. They always favored me, and they just said, "We love you, Dipika. This is the land of dreams. You want to go study, you want to be a project manager, and you can, sky's the limit." And it is not for just me or in New York. It can be for anybody, anywhere in the world. We see it, we hear it. Now we have social media. We see thousands and thousands of inspiring stories. And I want to tell the younger generation, look at them, look up to them. Each time you feel sad, just play that clip on YouTube. The person who's running with just one leg, or just climbing with just one hand, or a person who's studying after like 60 years or 60 years old, getting a management degree. Sky's the limit. Do not hold yourself. Do not limit yourself. Just run, get the life, grab it. So much to do, right?
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. This is what everybody loves about you. Your enthusiasm for life, your never give up spirit, and your just for everything. So wonderful, Dipika. That's really nice. And can you tell us a couple of incidents, specific incidents, where you learned something really profound, or you found something that made you, um, how would I say, that made you shift your perspective, or that pivoted your way of thinking? Do you have a couple of instances in your life in America?
Thank you, Shweta. This is an amazing question. I would say the most important thing that happened to me that has changed my life is homeopathy. I went to homeopathy school to learn to give some remedies to my kids. At that time, my daughter was 1.5 years old. We could not give her the cough syrup because it was banned in the United States. So I went to learn homeopathy. I thought I'll stay there for a year or two. But my homeopathy school, my teacher was so amazing. So this 4 years diploma course that I did made me change myself, the way I look at life. One important thing that we all should learn is that everybody is individual. Everybody is different. So what you are thinking about them may not be true. We always say, don't judge people. You don't know what is going on. It is so true. It's their perspective. It is so true that when I was asking, when my daughter was asking, she was 2 years old, she says, I want that. What do you want? I don't see anything. And she kept pointing it and I couldn't see it. So I went down to her level. When I went down to her level, I saw that there was a sticker that was stuck on the cabinet, which she could see and I could not. So it is that amazing that people are looking at life. They're looking at it with their experiences, their perception. And coming to New York, you see people come from all different areas of life and experiences of life, their different ethnicity, different countries. They all are amazing. They all are amazing. There is gender differences apart, color differences apart, religious differences apart. They are just amazing. They all want to be loved. They all want to be loved.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Dipika. Yes. So you talked about homeopathy and how that changed and shifted your perspective. You have been lucky, or should I say, you made yourself lucky. You went after that course, and because of something that happened in your life, you wanted to do homeopathy. Now, for the rest of us, where we are conditioned to think in a certain manner. We have our own biases. There are stereotypes that exist for a reason, or I don't know why do they exist, but maybe some of it is true. So what advice would you give to people who cannot do a course, or who are not as self-aware, or who, maybe that light bulb doesn't go off? So what advice would you give them to change their perspective, or to maybe go into the other person's shoe and think from the other person's perspective? What kind of advice would you give?
This is a very good question. I would go back to the same thing, that everybody wants to be loved. But there are a few people you'll find in life that they are jealous of you. They are saying bad things about you. and you are in a party where people are criticizing you, they're mocking you, they're judging you, and it is hard. It is very hard. So what I tell my children is, it was very hard to explain it to them when they go out in the world. They said, Mom, they were making fun of our gods, or they were making fun of our food, and so and so was mean, and they were saying bad things. So what I did was, I there were four friends, my two daughters and their two friends. I gave a bowl of rice to my first daughter. Their friend, I gave some dal and a carrot to one, and the other one I gave, I remember, a cookie. So I said to the one who had the bowl of rice, I said, give me the carrot. They said, no, but I have the bowl of rice. And then when I asked somebody who had the cookie, I said, give me the bowl of rice. Said, no, auntie, I have cookie. So you can only give what you have.
Oh, wonderful.
So when people have jealous in them, when they are remorseful or they hate you, forgive them. We don't know what they had in their life. Maybe they were hungry, they were not loved enough, and that's the only thing they have. When you start looking people with that way, you will pity them, you will forgive them, and you will move on.
Wow, that's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you for that thought. You live in one of the busiest, most expensive cities in the world, and well, I'm not saying it, but people tell me that New Yorkers are a bit rude. They can be rude. So you live amongst one of the most rude people in the world. So what are your coping mechanisms, or what do you do to bring a little bit of peace or joy in your life? Could you tell us about that?
Shweta, first of all, New Yorkers are not rude. New Yorkers are, New Yorkers are Russian. So they are very short. So if you ask them where to go, they would say that way. So I would not call New Yorkers rude. It would be a
I'm sorry, I live in the South. I live in the South, and people here, they find anybody from North rude. So I don't know what to say about that. But
but
yes, I
so,
agree with you. Yes.
so coping mechanism. It's such an amazing city. It has everything. It has art, it has music, it has rude people, it has cutthroat competition, there is stock market here, there's hustle and bustle, people are hustling, there are there is tourism, there are millions of people come to New York just to taste the food, just to see the theater, the nightlife. The coping mechanism it, New York is a culture. You have to love New York to be in New York. You cannot be half-heartedly living here. And it is so organized. I always say that there is an order in this chaos. If you look at it, there is an order in chaos. So I'm a painter. I dance a lot. I have been singing lately. I took up the opportunity to learn some photography. I did two courses, one basic and one advanced course. And one of my picture was published in or was showcased in Harlem by Neon. It was amazing. I went there, and it was one of my picture was on the wall. So as I said, sky is the limit. Look out for that. There is so much. There's meditation here. SRF centers where in North people die for. It's right in my backyard. I can go take my Metro card, swipe it for $2.75, and there I am. And it is, you name it and they have it. You want to do yoga, you want to do any kind of Indian shopping, or a lot of things that were from India. I got it in New York. Like khakra, I never had khakra before. Khakra is Gujarati, right? So we had dokla, but not khakra. So khakra, and there are, you know how Indians love food. There are aisles of just the namkeen, the snacks. You have the South Indian namkeen, you have Gujarati namkeen, you have hand-packed namkeen, haldiram, there is that. You name it and they have it. So there is coping mechanism is that you have so much to choose from that you cannot be bored. And then I'm at that age that I'm looking for something different in life. Yes, I've done this. Where do I find peace? So I'm looking for that. I'm trying to discover myself. I want to see what I'm looking for. The happiness that they say is within you. I'm not there yet, but I will.
So you mean to say make the best of what you have and don't complain. Whether you are living in New York or even the smaller cities where you don't have much, but make the best of what you have.
Yes. Here,
That's wonderful.
complain a lot. New Yorkers complain a lot. They're not rude, they complain a lot. They talk about the weather all the time. You come out of the elevator and they say, oh my God, it's slushy today, it's muggy today, it's humid today. And I would be like, wow, it's slushy today. It's raining today. You're not going to melt. Come on, New Yorkers, this is amazing. You have seasons, right? I used to miss rains from Dehradun, but I love it. They have rains now, too much of it. Do not look at the bad side. Always look at the good side. And there is no bad side. There is no bad side.
Wonderful, wonderful. See, a person like you can never ever complain or never ever be bored or sad. But yeah, we all have our emotions, but like, a person like you will overcome things very fast. That's awesome.
Not true, Shweta. It's
Okay.
yeah, not true. I have my own mental health crisis. We have we all process grief differently. And I would advise the audience that be aware of yourself, read, educate yourself. And once you start accepting that there is something in you, which I always say, love yourself, accept yourself. But we're always discovering things about ourselves. Like I was processing the grief of the people that we have lost in 2020 and 2021. And I did not know. I was just sad. And somebody like me, people expect so much from me because they say that I'm a very happy person. And I did not know I was processing grief. It was seen in my day-to-day life. So one day I made saag paneer and my daughter said, oh my God, you made saag paneer after such a long time. So my younger daughter said, don't you know, mom had been so sad. And that's when I was like, I'd been sad. And I haven't made saag paneer. I make it from scratch. I make my own paneer. I don't buy in the store. And so I would say that accept yourself, and happiness is something that is we all are looking for. We all are looking for love. Radiate it. Just radiate it.
Thank you, Deepika. Yeah, that's wonderful, and I'm very very sure you will have a lot of followers from our audience because people look for positive personalities like you to get inspired, and it's always nice to hear other people's stories and know about the struggles that they overcame, and yet here they are standing tall and straight. Thank you so much, Deepika, and I will get you again on this show soon. Bye
Thank you
bye.
very much, Shweta. Love you. Bye.